Hi, thank you for joining me. Like an idiot, I've just done this with a camera on, normal camera rather than video, so I'm having to do it again. Now, you'll notice that, well, you might not notice, if I work out how to do it, I'll have to turn the film around because looking on the screen, this is in reverse. So if I can work out how to flip the film when I do the editing, that'll be a first for me. I'm also trying out something which somebody on one of the I Am a Wargamer videos sort of suggested, and that trying to put a bit of foam over the microphone to cut out the hissing on the S's and see if I can improve the quality of the sound. We'll see if that works. Anyway, I've made some progress on my Franco-Prussian war figures, the 10mm Pendraken figures that I've been working on. I've now got 4 units of French painted up and the complete 1st Brigade of the 1st Division of the 22nd Corps. So I will put that on the screen and show you what it all looks like. Here then is that 1st Brigade. It's made up of 7 battalions. There's a single battalion of chasseurs, in this case the 2nd Chasseurs de Marche, made up from regular units being combined together into new battalions. Behind them you've got 3 battalions of the 67th Regiment of de Marche, similar sort of story, made up by amalgamating depot battalions into marche regiments. This has got the regular red trousers and the top to the kepe is red as well. And behind that you have the first of the Guard Mobile units I've painted up. This is from Pas-de-Calais, and these have got grey trousers with red stripes, and the top of their kepi is blue. The band around the kepi is red, however. So I'll just turn them around a little bit so you can have a look at the other side. The figures are lovely. There's an enormous amount of detail on them, which does make them tricky to paint. And once you see it, you've got to paint it, and you've got to make sure that there's sufficient contrast between the various elements to make them stand out. I did that with varying degrees of success. They carry a big load, these French soldiers. The pack looks pretty heavy. The Guard Mobile carry a little flag. It's an unofficial flag. They weren't issued with them, but the departments sometimes gave them to them or they made them themselves. In this case I've gone for a simple tricolour. It's another one of the moulded flags which I mentioned when I was looking at the German unit I painted the other day. I'm not a great fan of them because they are tricky, particularly where they've got movement and folds. But it seems to have come out alright. The basing I ummed and hard about, and I'm okay with this. It's kind of almost what I wanted. This the Republican phase of the war was through the winter of 1870-1871, and dreadful conditions: snow, ice, very cold, wet, horrible. So I've gone for a kind of frosty look. So there are some patches of snow, there's some dead grass, and the rest is a light dusting of snow perhaps. I haven't quite worked out how to do slush or ice, which would be interesting. But after I experimented 3 or 4 times, I came up with this, and I'm quite happy with this. It kind of gives that desperate kind of feel to it that I wanted. The pictures of the, well, not of the time, but that came out shortly afterwards, have a very bleak aspect to it, and that's, I thought, was quite appealing, and that's what I wanted to get. So I think it looks okay. The figures are lovely. They have an awful lot of detail on them, and once you see it, you feel obligated to paint it. So they can take a little longer than I was hoping. But I think the end results look good. I've got another Guardmobile regiment to do, and another chasseur battalion, and then 3 batteries of artillery, and that'll complete the 1st Division of the 22nd Corps. It's part of the French Army of the North that was under a general called Faidherbe. He'd been governor of Senegal prior to the war, and missed the opening months and the disasters in the east. And his army, made up of very poorly trained troops in the most part. The marsh battalions were okay, but the Guardmobile, although it was supposed to be a French equivalent of the Landwehr, wasn't trained to the same level, mostly because of penny pinching by the powers that be, that didn't want to pay for the Guardmobile, and their quality suffered as a result. But nevertheless, they were partially trained, and they were better troops, in fact, than the Garde Nationale, who were the 3rd tier of the manpower called up by the French Republican forces. And a little later on I'll be painting some of those for, I think it's the 23rd Corps, have some Garde Nationale rather than Guardmobile. But there you go, that's what we've got so far. I'll put some stills up in a moment. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you'll come and see the next video I put up. Thank you.